Problem.
And welcome everyone. My name is Wayne Toth. I'm the coordinator of the program here at Niagara College, the Motive Power program. And my contact information is there. Pete's joining us also. He's one of our full-time professors in Motive Power. So I've got a little bit of a PowerPoint presentation that I'll run through quickly to give you some information about the program. And like Ann mentioned, please reach out if you have any questions. Let us know. We're here to hopefully answer any questions for you. We're very proud of the program. It is a 2-year Motive Power program. Oops, sorry. It's when the student does graduate, there's 2 credentials that that you will end up with. You'll get a 2-year college diploma for the Motive Power program. Plus, also while you're in the 2-year program, you're also taking your apprenticeship in-school training. So if you're not fully aware of how the apprenticeship programs work, there's a very good website. It's called the Ontario College of Trades website. You're more than welcome to go into that, get some extra information about apprenticeship, how it works. One key thing is the government recognizes that there's a huge demand for skills trades, and automotive is definitely in that situation. So, you know, students always wonder from time to time when they do get into a post-secondary program, will there be jobs available when you graduate? And we can assure you, yes, there's definitely a great opportunity in automotive. It's a great career path to be getting into. We've got some great partnerships formed, and they are constantly in contact with us, looking at our graduates to hire, to bring into the automotive career. So again, you will leave the program with your apprenticeship level 1, 2, and 3 in-school training completed. So the automotive industry likes that, because when they do hire you full-time, they don't have to send you back out for schooling to complete your apprenticeship training. The other thing too, in our 2-year program, it is a co-op program. So right in the middle of the 2-year program, we send you out for 1 semester as a co-op position. It's a paid co-op. And prior to COVID, we had very, very good success over the last few years with 100% of our students finding co-op placement jobs. And we always tell the students, do a good job when you're in your co-op, because you'll get a chance to see what the automotive shop is like. The shop owners will also see what type of a person and worker you are. And in many situations, our students are offered full-time positions when they graduate. So it works very, very well for that. So it's something definitely to think about. With the co-op also, there's incentives for the automotive shops to hire you. There's grants, tax credits that are available. So that helps offset your wages. And it is a great learning experience for you. You get a chance to really get some hands-on experience while you're out there. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Sponsors. I mentioned earlier, we have some really, really good working partnerships with a lot of automotive industry. And this is just a few of the ones that we've listed here. The top one, TATA, is the Trillium Automotive Dealers Association. So they are right across Ontario. That's where a lot of the automotive dealers belong to this organization. And they're very, very good partners with us. They look at our grads, they help place them in different dealerships around Ontario. Plus, they also offer bursaries for our students. So each semester, there's a bursary that is given out to a deserving student from the TATA organization. Other partnerships is with the industry, BMW, General Motors, Ford. We're just working right now with Mazda Canada. They are donating some vehicles for us for our program. So they're coming on board. And then what you'll find too with the automotive industry in Canada is there's a lot of large corporations that are buying up a lot of the dealerships, and they are forming partnerships with us also. And there's a few listed here. The Performance Auto Group, they're big in Niagara region, plus they've got dealers up in the Toronto area, 26 dealers in total. The FAF Auto Group is a group of almost 40 dealerships in the Toronto area, all the way down Mississauga. And then there's the Dual Group. They are actually right across Canada. They have 75 dealerships in total from coast to coast. And these large auto groups are very interested in our students. We have job fairs that we run throughout the year. These groups come down, they have a booth set up, they take resumes from our students, and it's a really good working relationship that we have with them. And we do have some grads that are in their auto groups, and with communication with the HR people at these corporations, they're very, very pleased with our graduates, and they are constantly looking for more grads as we move forward. Canadian Tire Organization, they have many dealers right across Canada, so they're a very good supporter of our program. And then just general repair shops. There's so many automotive shops right across Canada. And the other thing too, we're not just a local college program. We bring in students from right across Ontario and globally also. We have a good cohort of international students that do very, very well. And the nice thing with international students too is they're willing to relocate. You know, they're not bound to the Niagara region. So that works really, really well with our partners. You know, especially if they're out of the region. And just for an example, I got a call a couple of months ago from a dealer in Nova Scotia, and they had 4 of our graduates standing in front of them that they ended up hiring on the spot. They were phoning us for references, and they hired them. And I spoke to them a little while later, and they're very, very pleased with the grads that did get hired down there. So like I mentioned earlier, there's plenty of opportunities. COVID has slowed down things a little bit, but we're hoping, you know, as we're getting more vaccinations done, that we start coming out of this. I had a program advisory committee meeting the other night with about 48 people that attended, that are shop owners, dealer owners, and they're telling us that business is definitely improving. Things are picking up. Actually, some shops didn't see a slowdown, so they're definitely going to be looking at hiring as the graduates come up. I've got a few slides of the shop itself. Because we don't have the luxury of taking you for a tour of the facility, I've decided to put a couple snapshots on the PowerPoint so you get a chance to see what we do and what we're all about. We're very proud of our facility. We feel we have the state of the art. We have the latest, greatest equipment, vehicles. So we're constantly improving our curriculum to make sure that we keep on top of the latest and greatest things that are happening in the automotive technology. Hoist area. So we've got a series of hoists set up along one side of the shop. Right now, the shop looks a little different because of the COVID protocol. The nice thing with what we've been able to do right now with the restrictions is we are still running our labs. So we've been able to put barriers up, walls up in between the different areas within the shop setting to separate the students, keep them in smaller groups. So right now, each group is a maximum 10 students. So they're keeping separate from everybody. And it's actually working out very well for the students. They're smaller groups, working closer with the professors, and they're getting a lot of really good information from the labs. And then what we're doing right now is the theory portion of the courses are put online for the students. So prior to them coming into the labs, they're doing their online work. And the online work right now consists of, we're taking the PowerPoint presentations that we would typically do in a classroom setting. We're adding video and audio to them, and then we're posting them on the Blackboard website of the college for the students to go through them. and get ready for the labs. So we're hoping by the fall that we're back into face-to-face classroom and labs. But even if not, we will still be running the program. We will still carry on what we're doing now, and it is working out very well for the students. So not to be concerned about it. This is on the main lab setup. We have smaller labs that are attached to the main lab. So this is one of them, and this is the electrical lab. So in the 2-year program, you're actually in the electrical lab, 3 different courses throughout the 2 years for electrical training. So we start off with the basic electrical theory, and then we get into the electronics, the computer systems, etc. So along this wall here, you'll see there's lots of training aids that we use for the students. So each of these boards are a different part of the electrical circuits on the vehicles. So the student gets a really good chance to understand how each circuit works. And the nice thing with these boards is we can actually create a problem on it. We can flip a switch, we can create an open in the wiring or a short in the wiring, and now the student has to diagnose it. So that really helps the thinking skills, the understanding of the circuits, and it works very well for that. Engines lab. We, again, have a state-of-the-art engines facility. Unlike a lot of the other automotive programs that you would see at other colleges, we go way above and beyond when it gets into any of the courses, but especially in the engines course. We have the students assigned to an engine, and they completely take that engine apart, do all the measurements, do all the component IDs, and then they put it back together, and it's a rebuild. They go through all the different equipment that's around the engines lab. So they're getting the full experience of how a complete rebuild of an engine is done. And at the end of the engines lab, or the engines term, the engines are put into run stands, they're started up, they're made sure they're running properly, no noises, no leaks. So this creates a lot of excitement for the students. They're actually taking videos of it and putting it on their Facebook pages or their social media because of the excitement that it does create. So we're very proud of that area of the shop. And this is another shot. This is the second engines class that the students take. So the first year is 4-cylinder engines. The second year gets into V6 engines that are the newer technology, the variable valve timing. So the students take these apart, understand how everything works on them back together. And then these are actually put into a run stand and started up also. And with the electronics on these, you can hook up a scan tool. You can actually verify that the electronics of the engine are working properly. And there's a couple of our students there. They're in uniforms, very professional. We really focus on, making sure it's a great working environment. The students look good, and they go out on their co-op, and they wear the uniforms because they're the presentation of it, the professionalism of it all really helps. So we're proud of that. Another area of the shop is the suspension area, steering suspension. We have got state-of-the-art equipment. We look at what industry is using in the trades, and we purchase the same type of equipment. So when the student goes out, either on co-op or when they graduate into their career, they've got a good understanding of how the equipment operates. They're proficient at it. So we really pride ourselves on making sure that the students are well trained on every type of equipment that we have. And again, another view of the alignment area in the steering suspension lab. We have 2 Hunter alignment machines. So not only does the student learn how the suspension system operates, but we also teach them how to diagnose, how to align the vehicles properly. So this is all part of the training that we offer. A tire area. So again, the equipment is typically what the dealers would be using, the tire centers would be using, the larger shops. And we use multiple types of pieces of equipment also. So these specific pieces are Snap-on or Hoffman. So these are common machines, wheel balancers, tire machines that are used in the industry. In our transmission area, which is another lab off the main lab area, this again is a state-of-the-art area. The student is in there for 3 different transmission courses throughout the 2 years. First semester is manual transmissions, then they get into automatics, then they get into electronic diagnostics of the transmissions. So each student is given, well, they work with a partner, they're given a transmission, and they completely dismantle that, identify the parts, identify the power flow, and then back together. And then at the back of the shop, we have a transmission dyno. So we are one of the few colleges, there's only one other college in Canada, in Calgary, that has this type of equipment. So this is a transmission dyno. So when the transmission goes back together, the students install it on this machine. It's loaded up and the software in the machine does a complete test of the transmission, make sure that it goes through all the shift points, make sure the pressures are working properly. And if there is a problem, then the student now takes it apart, identifies what was wrong, back together, retested, and then the grades are assigned on the completion of that. So it works very well for that. You'll find too, with the engines lab that I showed you, the transmission area, if you deal or look into other programs at other colleges, you'll find they do not get this deep into the training for their students. So we definitely pride ourselves on going the extra mile. Something else that we're very proud of is we've been one of the few colleges across Canada that have got funding from the government for a new wing of the auto shop, and it's called our Green Automotive Technology Lab. And in this lab, we house our new technology. We have 7 vehicles, hybrids, electric vehicles, and a curriculum that goes with that technology is done all inside this facility. 2 cars sitting out front there. There's a smart car, fully electric. And then beside that is a Nissan Leaf, fully electric. There's charging stations outside that we can plug the vehicles in. And plus inside the shop, we have charging stations for the vehicles also. And again, a shot from the inside of the vehicle or inside of the shop. So this, the student's getting ready to plug in the fully electric vehicle. And this is where technology is going. We really listen to our partners in the industry, and they are telling us, you know, and we're doing a lot of research. We've added it to the curriculum where the future is going in technology. So we're not only dealing with what's happening right now, but we also look at what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years and make sure that we adapt the curriculum for that. And the next buzzword that we're hearing about right now is autonomous vehicles. So now we're looking at adding autonomous technology to the program also. So another shot from inside the Green Technology Building. So there's a lot of safety involved with this technology. So we take the students through that, and then the components that are related to the vehicles and batteries. Battery rebuilding is part of the curriculum that we cover also. And then this is a bolt. This was actually lent to us a while back from the municipality. But in Pete's class, we did purchase a Chevy Bolt. It had some body damage to it. So Pete worked with the students and they completely rebuilt the vehicle. And we've added that to our fleet now too. So it was one of the projects that we really enjoy getting the students involved in. And it turned out very well. We've added that vehicle to our fleet also. And again, we've got 7 electric and hybrid vehicles that are part of that curriculum. Big thing now is the diagnostic side of it. We make sure the course starts with the basics. So you do get a good range of all the different systems, the brakes, the suspension, electrical, engines, transmissions, etc. And then we really, really focus on the diagnostic side of it also. So once you've got a good understanding of the basics, now we take it to the next level, that you're able to diagnose the different circuits and different systems on the vehicles. Donations, we really, really work well with the partnerships with the manufacturers. General Motors has been a really good supporter for many, many years in the program. They've donated multiple vehicles over the years. Engines, we've got many multiple engines. The last engine was 50 of the Cadillac SUV V6 engines. And we're working with them now on some new technology transmissions that we're hoping they'll donate. So they've been very, very good with donations. Ford, next month, April 7th, Ford is delivering 2 brand new F-150 pickup trucks to our facility. And Mazda is delivering 2 SUVs with diesel engines in them, are coming to our program. So we have multiple vehicles, about 40 in total, all different brands, different years. So we've got a good range of vehicles that we introduce.
We also had some BMW stuff donated as well.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, BMW has been very good with us. We have a partnership formed with them. They also come down and do presentations for our students, and also talk to our students to see if there's interest in working at a BMW dealership right across Canada. And the other thing too, I always mention to the students is there's multiple scholarships and bursaries that are available to the students. And that's a wide range of all programs. So we always encourage the students, once they're in the program, keep a good eye on due dates when you can apply for the bursaries and the scholarships. And that is really, really good. So we always encourage. I actually had one student come back to me after they applied for scholarships, and they ended up getting awarded many, and it was enough to cover their tuition. So they were very, very pleased. So again, get a hold of Niagara College Financial Aid and definitely look into scholarships and bursaries that are available for the students. And then lots of projects too. Like I mentioned, Pete's been very active with his course. He does it's a body course. It's not specific paint or body work, but he gets into covering frame designs and body designs, and any projects that we've been able to get into the program. Pete and his students have been very instrumental, and the upper picture, the pace car, that was a Camaro. It was totaled. It was a brand new vehicle donated from General Motors, and it was executive driven and completely destroyed front and back. And Pete took that car apart with his students, and we sent it out to get some frames straightened on it. All new parts were hung on it, and then we sent it out for paint, and it turned into a really, really good project for the students. Down to the left here is a dirt modified race car, vintage modified. And our associate dean, Jeff, found this in a field. We purchased it, we brought it in, and the students were able to put a motor in it, transmission in it, differential. We did some body work on it, got it painted. And we use that for a lot of our marketing, our events. So that's been a lot of fun for the students. We have an enclosed trailer, 24-foot enclosed trailer, and we just received or purchased a new Duramax diesel Chevy pickup truck that we use in the curriculum for diesel, but we also use it to pull the trailer. And we go out to high schools. And we take, whether it's an electric vehicle, whether the Camaro or the race car, We'll take it to the local high schools, and we'll do presentations on site for them. And it creates a lot of excitement. It gets the program information out to people. Unfortunately, with COVID right now, we've had to limit our exposure going out, but we're hoping as soon as things settle down, hopefully that we can get back out to visit the high schools. Right now, we're doing a lot of presentations online with the local high schools.
I think we brought that smart car and we had 15 or 16 students climb into it at once.
Yeah, it turned into a competition basically. So we had a lot of fun with that. The other thing we're very active in too is the local school boards, the DSBN and the Niagara Catholic District School Board, the skills competition. We are involved with Skills Canada. We send our students to participate in the competition at a regional level and at the Ontario level. And we also host with the local school boards to have them do the competition in our facility. So the DSBN we do it in our shop. The Catholic School Board, they do it at the Scotiabank Center. But our students are judges, our faculty helps, and it creates a lot of fun for the local students to see our facility, to come in, learn about what our program's all about. And it really helps, it helps a resume for the students too, that they've been involved with skills. And if they do progress to the regional or to even the world's competition. So it's a very good thing to be involved in. And then we really enjoy the graduations. We have 2 convocations per year. We really get a good chance to congratulate our students, and we try to keep in contact with them even after they've graduated. We have them on Facebook. We communicate with them if there's any job opportunities that we hear about. We make sure we pass them on to the graduates. But Pete can attest to this too. The last one we had, that we were live with, every one of our graduates had secured a full-time position, and they were very pleased with the training they got and the career path that they decided to go with. So that was
that's
exciting.
Our goal, guys. That's our main goal, is to see you guys succeed, and we're there to help you in any way we can.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have 3 intakes. We have a fall intake, winter intake, and a spring intake. It does fill up. So, if there is interest, it's a good idea to get your application in, get your name on the list. Like I said earlier in the presentation, it's a good career path to get into. There's job opportunities out there. And the same thing with females too. If there's any females online that are participating with us today, there's some great opportunities for females getting into the automotive trade. A lot of dealerships will hire females either to work as managers, advisors, parts personnel, and technicians, automotive service technicians. There's a lot of females that bring their vehicles in for service. So they like to see females that they're dealing with in the automotive shops. And we also have a pre-apprenticeship program that we run too, strictly for females. So if there's any interest, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. One thing also too to add is with the new Ford donations coming in, Ford Canada has been a very, very good supporter of our program over the years. And what also they offer is, it's called the Ford ACE program, ACE, and that is online training. So it's training from Ford Canada. And what we stress to the students is they go online, they do these modules, and it's all Ford Canada training. And there's certificates that they can get when they complete the training. And it's something they can add to their portfolio And it really looks good when they do go out to a Ford dealership to apply, that they're definitely interested in Ford vehicles, and they've gone the extra mile on getting some extra training related to it too.
Yeah, the automotive industry is moving so quickly. You never know where it's going to take you. You may start as an auto mechanic and end up as a designer or an engineer or you name it. The possibilities are just endless. You know, kids are going to school just to learn the automation and all that stuff. They're, you know, they know nothing about cars, but they get into all the automation, all the new systems that these vehicles are doing, and they're programming them, you know, right from home. So it's quite interesting where we're going with this trade.
Neat. We do
And
have a
and that's a
question.
great point. Oh, sorry. I just want to add to Pete's
Yeah.
comment there. It's a great point because we have some really good pathways. And if a student has taken our 2-year post-secondary program but does not want to go right into the job force, they want to continue their education, then there's some really good pathways that they can take. We've had students in the past. There was a couple that actually went to Georgian College after they graduated to take their automotive business program there. So they got their technical experience through us, and then they moved on to Georgian to do the business part of it. And they've ended up securing jobs in dealerships in the Toronto area. So that's worked out well. We've had other students that have graduated and gone on to automotive engineering. And we've got some really good close universities. We've got McMaster that has a automotive engineering program there. They've got a beautiful innovation center there. And we've had graduates go on there, continue on with automotive engineering. There's another university in Oshawa, University of Ontario, that we've been close with. And we've had students graduate, go on there to get into automotive engineering there also. And then one more thing to add is with the international students coming in to the program, it's been really exciting over the years that we've had a lot of students coming in that have been coming in with automotive engineering backgrounds that they've received in other countries. And now they're coming into our program to really get the technical side of it. And it's really helped them secure their careers in the automotive industry when they finish our program also. So that's been exciting. And these students are, you know, they've got some really good background with them coming in, and they know what they want. So it's been a pleasure working with those international students over the years also.
Yeah. Wayne, if you want to explain about the co-op program a little more.
Sure.
There's a question here.
Yep. Okay, perfect. Yes, with co-op, it's right in the middle of the program. So you're here for 2 semesters. Then you go out on co-op for 1 full term, 14 weeks. It's a paid co-op. So the idea, we have a co-op department at the college, and we have a person in charge of the motive power students. So their job is really to make sure that they find co-op placements for the students. They work closely with the industry, the shops that would be hiring our students. And they run workshops in the 2nd semester to help get them ready for the co-op term. And you have to finish 400 hours on the job to get your credit for the co-op term. But it does work out well. Like I said earlier, prior to COVID, we've had very good success with placements for everybody. And it's a good learning environment for the student also. They're actually getting into a shop environment. They're gaining some hands-on skills while they're in their co-op. And then when they do return in the second half, the second year of the program, they've gained some hands-on experience also, and they're really focused. They know this is definitely the career path that they want to continue with. And then again, if they've done a good job, there's possibilities of some full-time positions when they graduate.
Yeah, a lot of them get hired on from those garages that they did the co-op with.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Now, if there's a situation where it needs to be deferred, there is a possibility. We don't recommend it because we really rely on, you're gaining that experience when you're out on co-op. But we have had some do their co-op at the end of the 2-year program. So there's some flexibility there. There also is a regular apprenticeship program that we offer also at the college. So we've been talking all along about the 2-year post-secondary motive power program. But if a student is in high school right now, happens to get a full-time position when they graduate high school, there is the option to do your apprenticeship on a part-time basis also. So we offer it 2 nights a week at the college. It is spread out over 3 years, but the difference is you would be working full-time during the day and then coming to school part-time at night. The main differences is the part-time in the evenings is just strictly dealing with the curriculum required for apprenticeship through the ministry. Whereas the 2-year post-secondary program, because you're in the college for 2 solid years, we have that added time to really get a lot more involved with the curriculum. So you're gaining a lot more experience, a lot more lab time. So you're really getting the benefit of being there full time for the 2-year time frame. So hopefully that helps with the co-op question. The other thing too is we have a really good diverse group of students too. And Howard's sitting with us today too. He can attest. We have our domestic student base. We have a lot of local from Niagara region. We are a good program for a lot of the high schools locally. But our shift for the last couple of years with our recruiting department has been expanding across Southern Ontario. So we're seeing a lot more students coming in from the Toronto area, but we also see a really great cohort of international students coming in too. So we have a wide range of students from India, from China, from Korea, from the Caribbean islands, Africa. So we have a very, very good diverse group of students coming in. And it's really nice to see how really well they work together too. We're proud of that. We even in our lab settings, we like to kind of mix the student bases up so they're not all in their little pods, and it really helps to work. Get them to know a lot of different people, different backgrounds. So we're very proud of that, and we're very thankful for the international department on the huge support that they offer the motive power program too.
So we have another question from William. What is the ratio of in-person to online learning? Like what is it like?
I'm just trying to think of what he means there. Like the student gets basically it's 2 hours of theory online and 2 hours of lab time. So it's usually a 50% ratio. That's typically how the course is set up generally. Right now with the COVID protocol and the online hybrid type learning that we're doing, they're not specific times that they have to be online. We've allowed them to do that at their leisure, as long as it's done prior to their lab sessions, like the material they're covering needs to match the labs that they'll be doing. But the labs, we're usually running 2-hour lab sessions for each course that they're taking. And if you actually look on the Niagara College website and go right into Motive Power program, you'll see the breakdown of the courses and the course descriptions. And it shows you what each semester is entailing, and some really good information there too. And please feel free to reach out to either Pete or myself or Ann after the session. If there is any questions, we really look forward to communicating with you, answering any questions that you may have about the program, because we definitely want to make sure that you have everything answered and you make a good decision to come into the program.
Did that answer your question, William? Perfect.
Good.
All right, let us know if anyone else has any questions. We're happy to answer them for you.
Just kind of looking through some of the questions here.
I can answer that for you. So if you wanted to rewatch this recording after, they will be posted to the open house website. So niagaracollege.ca/open house. I'm not sure how soon after the event they're going to be posted, but that is where they're going to be posted. So they'll be there for, I believe, a month that you can rewatch if you like.
Excellent. Just a couple more things too. With the credentials that you would be gaining on completion, I mentioned about the 2-year diploma, plus all 3 levels of apprenticeship in-school training completed also. Plus also while you're in the program, there's additional credentials that we offer the students. Hoist certification is something that's done in the very first semester. And this is recognized in automotive industry, that the student has been hoist certified. Also in semester 2, we get the students ozone depletion certified also. So this is a government certificate related to working on air conditioning on the vehicles. This is the law in Canada, that you have to have a ODP certification to be able to service air conditioning on vehicles, even to purchase parts, purchase equipment. So the student leaves the program with ozone depletion certification also. So these are things that you can add to your portfolio, and it really helps when you do go out to secure a full-time position. And we're constantly looking at what industry is doing. We are working right now on what we call a POI change in the program. It's a program of instruction. So what this is entailing is actually changing some of the curriculum and adding new curriculum to the program. So we rely on feedback from the students on anything they would like to see possibly change or improve or add. So this is what's in the works right now. So anybody coming in the fall would be taking advantage of some of the new additional. But this is an ongoing thing, like I mentioned earlier. We are constantly looking at adding curriculum as it comes out in the technologies. And that's also where our good partnerships with the industry really helps us out with that also. The other thing too, if you do happen to go into the Ontario College of Trades website, there is also information on government grants, because the government does recognize there is skills shortages in the trades. So the government does offer some grants to young or new people coming into the trade also. So that's something that people can take advantage of. And there's also for businesses too. There's government grants available for shops to hire new young people into their facility also. So again, I keep repeating myself, but there is definitely some great career opportunities through the automotive sector. So it's something to really seriously think about. And something else too for international students, with becoming Canadian citizens, and maybe Howard can add some information to this, but in the automotive trade is recognized for international students coming in to become citizens or landed immigrants, that is recognized as a trade that helps the student or the international student become Canadian citizen also. So I'm sure there's information out there that would help. If a student is undecided what program to be taking, automotive is a good choice for them too.
Yeah, and Wayne, I can just comment on that. It's an excellent opportunity for both Canadian students and for Canadian permanent residents for international students. On the international student side of it, the trades is certainly valued because we are lacking in incredibly skilled tradespeople, and that's why this program is such a good program for both Canadian and international students. Canada has a bit of a deficit of that, and so of course it's trying to encourage all students to be able to take programs like this because there's lots of jobs out there, as Wayne and Pete have talked about. And it on the point system under permanent residency, it certainly grades a bit higher. So it's certainly a very valuable field of study for students to be able to do. So really it applies to everybody. When you study this program, I haven't seen a single graduate. In fact, I get a lot of graduates from the program telling me what an incredible experience it is, how the professors work with each individual student, very hands-on, giving them mentorship, really almost becoming friends by the end of the program, mentors by the end of the program, and help guiding them to success. I can't tell you the number of times I hear stories from all of our graduates from the program talking about how the teachers have stayed in touch with them, have put them in contact with different various employers, both within the region and far outside of it as well. Our professors are all with trade experience. They all come from industry. They all have those contacts in industry, and they all really value our student population. I mean, that's why we do this, guys. We're here to be able to help you, and that's from every single person in the services area to our faculty members. They really just want to see you succeed, and they want to have a positive impact on the world by helping you get to where you want to go. So to fulfill the mantra of Niagara College, we're here to help you achieve your dreams. And so please do put in your applications, get your life started, get rolling with this program. It's a phenomenal program. Again, from personal experience, just working with this team out of this program, it is just such a wonderful experience. And really, I mean, from a personal level, not to end the seminar or anything, but is to say thank you, Wayne, and thank you, Pete, on behalf of all of the students that I get to meet that walk away from your program with a smile and employed and really excited to get out there into the workplace, start their lives. This is just step one. Step two is even better when you get there.
Yes, I agree. Thank you, Howard.
100%.
Just one more thing too to add. I know we've talked about international and domestic students. Something that we're working very hard with right now with the school boards, and not only in the Niagara region, but expanded out towards Hamilton, the Halton school boards, is we're working very closely with the high schools. And there's multiple high schools now that are applying for the SHISM programs. It's a high skills major application process that they're going through. And we are now partnering with schools in Halton, Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara region, related to the SHISM programs. And if you're in high school right now, if you have the opportunity to get into a SHISM program while you're still in high school, please take advantage of that. In Niagara College, we offer a $1,000 scholarship for any SHISM students that are coming into the program. So that's something else to look at. And the high school programs that are in the automotive, or in any of the trades, they do a really good job. And that really helps set the base for you to get into automotive. And we also get questions asked too, do you need any automotive background to come into the program? And we really pride ourselves on the first semester. If you are weak in certain areas, automotive related, we work very closely with the students to get them up to speed. So not to worry about that. If you have taken it in high school or you've been involved in automotive at any level, we work very closely with you to make sure that that you shine in the program. So just wanted to mention that also. Thanks, Pete.
Well, guys, have a great rest of your weekend.
Great job,
Yes.
guys. Really informative for the
Take care.
students. I hope you enjoyed it, guys.
It was great.
Take care,
Thank you
everyone.
all. All right. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.